That is just knowing that, like you kind of have more control of the at bat in your hands. You never want to expand the zone. They say 2 strikes. It's a close pitch. It's 2.3 inches or whatever it is, but it's just, for guys like myself or Carp last year, just talking with him, you just never want to expand, and the result of it sometimes is you get kind of screwed a little bit on some pitches, but that's just part of the game. But now with this, it's almost fun. You can kind of test your eye and then see where you're at, which is nice.
Would you be in favor of this? I mean, it's been one situation, but is this something that you could see MLB implementing?
I would be an advocate for it. I think I would benefit from it for sure. I don't know the stats whether or not more balls are called strikes or strikes are called balls. As an offensive player, obviously, I'm biased in saying that I think more balls are called strikes, but I also kind of do like the beauty of having an umpire there and that being a part of the game too. As a person that prides himself on having an eye, obviously I would like it, but it's still baseball at the end of the day, and sometimes you can't control some of those things.
Did you guys have a pool going as to who you would challenge first, or was that just the coaches?
I didn't even know that. It must have just been the coaches. We were talking about it. Miles brought up a funny thing, and he was saying that we might have something where if you challenge, no matter if you win or lose, you throw in some money, and then whoever has the closest made one gets it at the end. So
like closest to the pin or something.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know if Miles is if we set that in stone yet. But
if Miles is setting it, does he mean closest strike or closest ball or closest either way?
I think closest either way.
Like closest to the edge.
But I don't know how. I mean, if they nick a seam or something like that. I honestly think in that situation, thinking about it now, I think the pitchers have an advantage because Miles will just go up there and friggin' tap his head, and then if he nicks the seam or something, he's gonna get it. But
I think with money at stake here.
Right.
What's my prize for getting it right? And
Yes.
also,
You were a popular guest.
Everybody picks.
I just said you first.
Yeah.
But no one's homered yet, so my Walker pick still exists too.
Okay.
All of our picks are still alive.
Yeah.
But mainly mine.
I took Wilson out of spite. I thought
You've
he'd
hit
be the first
your.
one.
I also had Wilson because he was hitting third. I figured, catcher.
That was the easiest. You went off at 1 to 80.
Right.
Did Pedro and Hells had it on the iPad?
They had it on the iPad, yeah. So you can't look and then, obviously tap it. You gotta do it right away.
Instantaneous.
But second at bat of spring, you don't know exactly where your eyes are at, where everything's at.
Sure.
Tapped it, kind of just did it, and then looked over, and I was like, oh crap, what's going on? And then they were all hyped up, and then when it happened, we were all excited in there. But it was cool.
Well, as you mentioned, wanting the umpire, liking the idea of the umpire back there, do you think the challenge system ultimately would be maybe favorable to just straight robot umps down the road? Is something that obviously has been bandied about.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not. Going back to it, I'm not a huge fan of just straight robo umps. And that's just might be the old school in me, just wanting to have an umpire back there. I just think that's part of the game, and part of the beauty of the game is having umpires on the field with us, having the relationship with them. Obviously, years ago, some guys got more than others because of the status in the league and that stuff. I just think also with this, and I think with the strike zone that we've had, reports are coming out, and I think umpires are getting more accurate too. So I think that's important, and I think with this system too, it'll help the umpires even more.
It's not really robo umps though, right? You still get a human being there.
Right.
They're just getting information in the air, but they're there to call that as well as other plays. Right?
Yeah. And so that's why you always, for me, I always want umpires on the field. If it gets to that point, it gets to that point. But I think this is a nice compromise where they call the majority of it, and then if there's a questionable play or whatever, we can do it, and whoever's right or wrong, is right or wrong. But I don't want to completely get rid of, their power over the game.
What's the etiquette when you're watching the screen? Whether it's a ball or strike?
Great question. I don't know. And it's an uncomfortable position for the umpires. I think just kind of getting tested in front of everybody. But today I was just all excited. I had no etiquette today. I had no poker face when it came to that.
Does Ron hit you with a my bad?
No. It was I honestly don't know. I blacked out when it happened. I was just so excited. I saw Pedro and Helsley, and they're just all excited. But maybe I'll work on the etiquette as we keep going.
No bat flip for a walk. or
Yeah,
anything like that.
yeah,
That
exactly.
was something today.
Yeah. Bueno.
That looks
you.
great.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Lars.
Lars.
Thank you guys.